Hi, you guys, and welcome to From the Mezzanine, the Broadway podcast for the Broadway fans. I am so excited because this week I am joined by Queen Talia Suskauer. You guys, I've been following this girlie's career for years. I saw her on the national tour as Elphaba. She has played Elphaba on Broadway. She's been in Be More Chill on Broadway, and she is about to embark on a national tour of Parade as Lucille Frank. I am elated and honored to talk to this Broadway queen, this powerhouse. So please enjoy the interview. Hello, everybody, and welcome to From the Mezzanine. I am so excited because I have Miss Talia Suskauer. Ugh, you know, I do that every time.
That's okay.
I freak out mid-name because I'm so terrified of mispronouncing somebody's name.
That's okay, and you didn't, so you're all good.
Talia Suskauer, literally, how dare I, the queen that sits before me, I just adore you.
Aww.
She was recently in Wicked as Elphaba, and she went on the national tour as Elphaba, where I saw her for the first time.
In
Dallas.
Music Hall at Fair Park.
August 2021.
When we reopened after COVID. Holy
You
crap.
blew me away. You were the most impressive, remarkable Elphaba I have ever seen to this day, and I truly mean that. When I saw the show, I grew up on Wicked much like you, right?
Yeah.
And I
kids.
thought there was nothing these characters could show me that I haven't seen before, you know? And then I saw you and Allison Bailey, is that right?
Yeah.
Literally, y'all were incredible.
That's my girl.
And I was
Dream team.
I was telling everybody, you have to go and see it with this Elphaba and Glinda. You have to. Well, Talia is about to go on a national tour in Parade.
Yes, I am.
Which we absolutely have to talk
Back
about.
on tour.
Yes. How are you feeling?
Wait, I have to ask you a question first. So did you see this? Do you remember what day you saw it? Were you at the reopening?
I only know August 2021.
Okay, well, we reopened after
think
COVID, which was a crazy experience because, you know, we were the first show of our kind, Broadway caliber show to reopen post-COVID. So we were kind of the guinea pigs. And that was,
You were the first?
The first. So you were, I feel our audiences were very lucky too because we were all kind of in it together. It was the audience's return to the theater and it was our return to the stage. So it was, I would say those first audiences, so special. Anyone that I hear was in Dallas, I'm like, oh, we are bonded for life because we were kind of all going through it at that time and choosing to come back to theater, which is great.
Okay, so let's jump right in.
Let's do it.
Because I have to talk to you about the Wicked tour. So y'all went on tour, COVID hit, and then this was the comeback?
Correct.
Wow.
So I joined the tour in August of 2019 after I finished my run of Be More Chill on Broadway.
Yeah.
And
how could I forget? Oh my God, Be More Chill.
Be More Chill.
Duh.
And we did
huge.
6 months. And then March 2020, out of work for a year and a half.
Yeah.
And then, back to work. And we were the first ones back in August of 2021.
And then how long did the tour go on? How long
So the
were you
tour
in
is still
it
going, but
after
I was in it another 6 months. And then got my Broadway offer and hopped over here.
My oh my.
My oh my.
Literally tell me about the audition process for Wicked, the tour.
Yes. So if you talk to anybody in Wicked, we're all going to have different audition processes,
Really?
which is really a cool thing.
Okay.
I think there's no secret formula or there's no specific way that someone's going to get it. So mine was a combination of timing and so basically I was finishing Be More Chill. We were closing and I got an audition for Elphaba on the tour to be an immediate replacement for Elphaba on tour. It was my first time going in for Wicked, and I had heard that people go in for Wicked 12, 13 times. So I was
heard that.
Yeah. So I was like, this is maybe my first time out of 12, and it was my dream role and dream show.
Of course it was.
And so I was like, I said to myself, I was young too. I was 23.
Yeah.
22 when I auditioned, and I was this is probably my first of 12 times. So I'm just gonna go, and the goal is to make a good first impression on the team. That's it. I literally went with zero expectations, and I went in and I did my thing, and honestly that paid off because I think I had such little pressure on it that I just went and did a good job and didn't psych myself out about it. If I had told myself it's my dream role,
if I don't get this, I'll never get it.
I don't think I would have done as well. And so I just was I want to show them that I'm cool. So I went in and did like a couple of the songs and a couple of the scenes and truly put it out of my brain. I was like, whatever, it's gone, because you kind of have to.
Yeah.
And then Be More Chill closed, and I went on a little like gig / trip with like my boyfriend at the time and a couple other people, and I got a call. We were out of the state, and they were like, so this is a week later, can you come back for a final callback? And I was like,
final callback
and a final callback. I was like, oh my gosh, yeah, absolutely. So I jetted back to the city, like truly like got on a train and like zoomed back, and like that same day, I remember it was such a hot day. It was the summer, obviously August, and so I was like living uptown at the time, and I just like got on the train coming down to around this area, and I was sweating bullets, like in my little black shirt and jeans.
I can't imagine.
I like took a picture of myself that I'll always have. I just was like, I want to remember this moment. And I did my final callback, and even then I was like, I don't know.
Yeah.
And a few days later got the call to pack up my life within a week and get out onto the tour.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I feel like there are certain shows that feel so high up on a pedestal that you're like, I'll never be Elphaba in Wicked. I'll never be Gypsy. I'll never do these huge, crazy, unattainable roles. That's why they're a dream role.
Yeah.
But you did yours.
We did it.
And not only did you do it on tour, you did it on Broadway.
Yeah. I mean, I think, I think I've always, it's all about perspective and like manifestation. And if you say I can't do something, or I can't see myself in this like position, or I won't, or I'll never be able to do this, you won't. And I truly believe if you're like, yeah, I'm meant to do this, I can do this. And I saw myself so clearly sitting in the makeup chair getting green when I was a kid.
Oh, yes.
And then when it was happening to me, I was like, yeah, this is what I've imagined. Yeah.
That's incredible. And you were incredible.
Also, we're matching.
Yeah, we had to.
We did not plan this.
Elphaba green.
It's kind of wild. Yeah.
I think I should get the green makeup next time. You should come back and we should be in full Elphaba
green
drag.
Yeah, there we go. Happy Halloween.
Do you miss Elphaba?
I kind of haven't really left her.
Yeah,
I
that's
come
true.
back and stand by every now and then. I'm very blessed that
When
the
was
company.
the last time?
A couple weekends
That's
ago.
what I thought.
I mean, I wasn't on in the show, but I was standing by, and I'm happy to do it. I love to do it. I've done it in a full-time capacity, and I live pretty close to the theater, so I'm really happy to come by and help them out whenever they need. And it's fun to still be able to be a little bit of a part of it.
A major part of it.
To help them out. And I last played the role in March. I jumped in after a year of not doing it cold and like did 2 shows, and it was kind of amazing and fun.
Yeah.
I loved it.
I feel like that's every actor's nightmare. It's like, you're going on for this role without
it was
any
literally
rehearsal.
the actor's nightmare.
Yeah, but you did it?
Yeah. And honestly, it was so cool. I looked as I was getting greened up.
Yeah.
I was like, you know what? You can either buckle under the pressure right now, or just like do a show that you've done over 700 times, almost 800 times, and just like listen to the people around you and just do it and be present. And those 2 performances were like 2 of the most special performances of my life, because it was just like, wow, you really did that, girl. And also, I got to like relive this role I didn't think I'd step back into. It was awesome.
Oh my gosh. So you get that call. What's your next step? Are you looking at the script? Or are you just staying calm, going as like business as usual?
I was jumping around. Like I got the call the night before. So I was before a matinee. Like the day before, I got it at like 4 p.m. I was at a friend's house doing a self-tape. And I finished the self-tape and turned my airplane mode off, and I got a call from my agent, and she was like, "Hi, so would you like to play Elphaba twice tomorrow?" And I was like, "Ah!" So what I did was that night I actually went to the theater and I like watched the show and kind of hybrid watched it and did it.
There you go.
And like went through it and I did look at my script just to but I knew it, and I was like, you know what? You're just going to go in there and you're going to do it. And if something happens, but nothing happened.
You'll be fine. Yeah. Everybody will help you. It's
amazing what our bodies remember.
Yeah.
And I hadn't done it with a single principal on that stage. So that whole cast was new to me. So that day I like quickly went and said hi to the people. And I was like, all right, just want to say hi to you. Look at my face before we get on and do scenes together,
You are the biggest superstar.
Oh no. I mean,
you truly
crazy.
are.
Oh.
That is insane. Do you have like say after this podcast, do you have like the anxiety, not necessarily anxiety, but like that you could get the call at any second? You're like, wait, this already happened.
You know,
like,
I kind of know, like now that that's happened, I'm fine.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? I kind of, and I'm really close with everyone there. So I kind of like know what's going on there at this time. And right now waters are calm.
Good. Okay,
so
cool.
I'm not going to be needed.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I think hopefully it's comforting to them knowing that like I'm here and I'm around right now until I go on tour.
That's
to help
awesome.
them out. Yeah.
That is so cool. And that's such a unique experience.
Definitely.
So I read in this here playbill that you first saw Wicked in 2005.
Yeah.
How old were you then?
9.
Wow.
Yeah.
So ever since then, was it that sort of thing that, I mean, I feel like we all got as little girls looking up to these female heroes on the stage, just like, I want to be them. Was it that sort of impression? Or?
Yeah. I mean, I think also seeing this story about these two women and this love story between them as their like friendship and love for each other just really like blossoms and goes through a lot of different forms. And I think just seeing two strong women lead the show like that was incredible at a young age and definitely impressionable on me. And then, I mean, I think from that moment on, I was hooked. Like absolutely hooked on the music, and the music really kind of got me into it, I think. And I was singing those songs like for the rest of my life, like after that, you know. So
that's too cool. And you saw it on Broadway in 2005.
I did.
Was that with Kristen and Adina
it
at that
wasn't.
time?
It was with Shoshana Bean.
Oh my God.
And Megan Hilty.
Wow.
Yeah, those are my witches.
Have you like told them? Have you had that conversation with them?
I have not ever met Megan, but Shoshana I love. She's like an older sister to me. So I got to tell her a couple years ago that she was my first Elphaba while I was playing the role, which was kind of amazing.
That is way too cool.
You were my first. You never forget your first.
Never. Yeah. Especially Shoshana. I have a question about when you're in the role of Elphaba, you're being lifted into the air in Defying Gravity. What is going through your head? Or do you disassociate? Also, sorry, too many questions at once. But like, are you thinking about, whoa, I'm being lifted and I've got to hit this note? Or are you like, what am I having for dinner tonight?
Yeah, you know, it really depends. I think when I first tried it out, you're in rehearsal, obviously. So the house lights are on and I'm conveniently afraid of heights. So like you kind of see how high you're going. And I was like,
how high is it?
Oh my gosh. I think it's like 30 feet into the air. Like it's really high.
It is really high.
And so I was like, oh my goodness. You know, we're high up here. Maybe I have some regrets about accepting this. You know, I was like,
never.
And no. And then they turn the house lights off and then you start singing and like they have you do it when you sing. And I was like, okay, once you have a mission and like a task to do and you're telling the story, it becomes easier and you forget about how high you're going. And I think I'm really focused on like telling the story at that moment. And so I'm going with it. I think, you know, as we do, we're all humans. So I think the more I did it, the more comfortable it would be. And, you know, occasionally we'd be thinking about something else. But no, it was really kind of always, I know, having seen it, it's the most epic moment in the show. Yes. And so I know the responsibility that I hold in that moment to like.
Yes, you do.
To like deliver and tell the story. And so I think that I don't take that lightly. And so I know, like, as an audience member, what that felt like. And I know that I'm someone's first Elphaba that night. And so I want to make sure that they remember that moment for the rest of their lives, you know?
Oh, my God. And what an incredible power you hold in that. Yeah. And do you deliver? Like,
thanks,
do
Queen.
You deliver? I will never, ever, ever forget. And like I said, I'd already seen the show. I started listening to the show probably in 2005, too. My mom bought a CD, and I didn't see it until I was 16. And it was on a national tour. And then this was the second time that I had seen it. So I've just worshiped the music. And when you grow up with an album like that, you know, in your head, you know how everything goes. You've choreographed it, you see the scene, and then when you actually are sitting in front of the stage, you're like, oh, not exactly what I pictured. Did you ever have that? I don't know. I had that, I guess, because you saw it in 2005. But that's what I do with cast albums.
Yeah,
if I
of
like
course.
haven't,
There's
you know,
all, if you,
the imagery of it all.
If your introduction to a show is through the cast album, and I think this probably happened before, you know, social media, and we would be able, we now kind of see things as they come out and hear things at the same time. But I think, of course, there were cast albums that I listened to, and I ended up seeing the show and be like, oh, that's not how I imagined that moment to be.
Yeah. So then whenever I saw you perform, it was really, I was like 22 probably, so it had been some time. And I just was like, this is what I envisioned. Because the first time I saw it, I was probably like, I was crying the entire time. I was just like, oh my God, this show means the absolute world to me.
Yeah.
And then when I saw you and Allison, everything, literally everything.
I was very, very lucky. We were a great team. And you know, I think too, coming back from the pandemic and us having gone through, we all, I think, felt like we aged a lot during that time. And
gosh, yeah.
Coming back to the show after, it felt almost more important to be doing it. And so we felt older and wiser, and we got to kind of go through that together, which made us really close.
That's way too cool. Okay, so we have to talk about Parade.
Yes.
What is your relationship to Parade before you were cast in it?
Yeah. Well, I think like a lot of great young leading ladies of today, we've idolized the musical theater divas like Carolee Carmello, who originated the role of Lucille.
That's right.
On Broadway. And I, you know, that was a show for me that I did not see a production of it until I saw this last revival. So I've just had this cast album in my brain, you know, for years and years, and listened to her unbelievable voice singing these songs. And so I would sing a couple of the songs here and there, and because this is one of, in my opinion, and truly an unbiased opinion, because my affiliation with the show is new, I think this is one of the most beautiful, glorious scores that we have in musical theater. Jason Robert Brown absolutely just annihilates the art form with this. Like, it is just, I mean,
you don't know this man,
but even just the opening number, Old Red Hills of Home, like this is one of our great musical theater opening numbers.
Truly,
it sets up the show so perfectly.
Yes.
And I mean, there's nothing like that chorus of voices singing that. Like, it just, it literally sends I have chills like thinking about it. So, I mean, I'm so excited. I literally cannot wait to get to be a part of this show that I've loved.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What an honor. And this is a very difficult show. And for some of my listeners who may not be aware of what this show follows, it's a true story. It depicts a real life story of a man named Leo Frank. He's originally from Brooklyn, New York, and he moves to, correct me if I'm wrong, I've only seen the show once, but wow, did it have the most massive impact on me. Moves to Georgia, where he is convicted of sexually assaulting and murdering a young girl who works at his pencil factory. And the role of Lucille Frank is a very strong role, especially in Act 2.
It's his wife.
Yes. Yeah. As she's advocating for him as he's been convicted. He's guilty. But the anti-Semitism is rampant, as you can imagine, in 1913 in Georgia. And ultimately, it's a true story. This is truly what happened. He was kidnapped and lynched in Georgia.
Yeah, I mean, and also, you know, a huge part of it also is that, you know, back then he moves to the South as a Jew.
Yeah.
And Lucille, his wife, is also a Jew from the South. And, I think he has a line in the show about, like, he's like, I do not understand Southern Jews. Like, it just doesn't make sense to me.
I love that song.
And so,
yeah,
I think that at the time, there's a ton of racism, anti-Semitism at play here. And, ultimately, I think it's a very devastating story because Lucille, his wife, goes to great lengths to prove his innocence.
Yeah.
And when she convinces the governor to, like, stay his sentence, he gets moved to life, and his sentence gets kind of commuted to life in prison. And he was taken in the night from prison by a lynch mob, and they lynched him They took the law into their own hands, and it's a devastating story. I think DNA now has proven him innocent.
Yeah. And there's been like, really research it, because the true story is wildly fascinating and equally tragic because this man was wrongfully convicted. But I had a really odd and unique experience when I saw the show, because I left thinking I didn't like it, because I've never left a show feeling that way, like so depressed and like, it's Broadway, hello, we're supposed to have fun. Oh my God, I left and I was like, Michaela Diamond really put on the performance of a lifetime, as did Ben Platt, but I was like, I don't think I liked that. That
makes you uneasy.
So right? Uneasy.
And, but you know, it leaves you thinking, and I think that's that's great art, is it makes you think, and sometimes it doesn't leave you feeling all happy and smiles and butterflies. It's like, actually, I'm going to spend the day thinking about this, and also
exactly,
it kind of is relevant to unfortunately today. I mean, there are so many cases of people that are wrongfully convicted, and also anti-Semitism and racism are rampant today, and so I think it's a really important story to be telling right now, and I feel honored to be bringing it around the country and telling this story.
Yeah. And like you said, it does have you thinking and reassessing your relationship with others who might not feel the same way as you do. And over the course of like the next couple of days, I was like, wait, I actually loved that show. I loved that show. It had an impact on me that I've never felt in a theater ever before. I just was so sick, because it is a story. It's from 1913. I didn't learn about it in school. And so, I think it's incredible what you and Max Chernin are doing.
What's crazy is that I have friends that grew up in the Atlanta area in Georgia, and the story's not in their history books.
That's wild. After I saw Parade, I met these two people who were from, is it Marietta?
Marietta.
They were from there, and they never heard of it either.
We're actually taking the show to Atlanta.
I know.
It's like 15 minutes from where this all went down, and so it's going to be a real honor and really special to be able to bring this story back there.
So you saw it with Ben Platt and Michaela Diamond.
And I was profoundly moved. And you know, Max, who was in the show at the time in a different capacity, and so I remember messaging Max after seeing the show, because we were friendly, and I was like, "You're phenomenal in this. Congratulations on being a part of something that's so special." And he was like, "Let's do these roles on tour."
You're kidding? Did he actually?
Yeah. He's like, let's do Leo and Lucille on the road. And I was like, from your lips, like
literally.
And it happened.
Oh my God.
Another manifestation situation.
I am so excited for you. This is such a unique role. And Michaela Diamond, for me, she was the superstar Lucille Frank. I loved her character. How are you feeling with the character?
Yeah, I mean, I feel excited to dig in, you know. I think that it's the complete, well, first of all, I think there are similarities. I play a lot of strong women, which is something that I love to do. But I think Elphaba, obviously, like getting ready for Elphaba, like I put on all this makeup and I do all this stuff and the costumes and everything. Lucille is like stripped down, right? So like, I think I have a shirt change in the show, just one. I have barely any makeup on my face. It's going to be just like vulnerable and bare and raw, and I cannot wait. I can't wait. We don't start rehearsals until mid-December, so over the next like month and a half.
Mid-December? It opens January.
Oh yeah, we're only in rehearsals for like 3.5 weeks. It's very fast. These processes.
I would have thought you had been like, gotta go, Lindsay. I gotta go.
No, girl, no. So I know it's very fast, these processes, but I am gonna be doing some research.
Yes,
and, you know, getting to really, really know this person as well as I can before we start, so that I can accurately, you know, represent this real person.
Yeah, absolutely. And how does that feel? How do you plan to, I guess, hold respect for her that she is? Is this the first real character you've played? And
I was
how do
just
you plan
thinking about that.
Yeah.
No.
Sure. I mean, surely
not. I
not.
don't think so.
Yeah, surely not. So yeah, you'll just do the research and really get to know her.
Yeah, really, really get to know her and just bring my own spin to her, because we can only bring ourselves to the character as best we can, and I'm so excited. I mean, and to sing this score, I mean, to be gifted with a score this good. I've been really lucky
so good
over my career to have to be able to like sing some of the greatest scores ever written.
And a good portion are written by Jason Robert Brown, let's be honest.
I mean, really.
Is Parade your favorite of his?
Yes.
Yeah.
Parade is unbelievable. Bridges is unbelievable.
I love the last 5 years.
Last 5 years is gorgeous. I mean, but Parade is some of my favorite songs ever written.
What's your favorite? What's your favorite song?
All the Wasted Time is gorgeous, but I think my favorite like moment in the show is the last like chorus of Old Red Hills of Home. I think it's perfect.
Wow.
It literally is one of those moments where I'm like, I feel like I can ascend.
Yeah,
like, I'm like,
absolutely.
Oh, like I'm like, this is absolutely a glorious, and I can ascend from here.
I'm pretty sure This Is Not Over Yet was like my top listened to song in 2022.
I mean,
or
it's
23.
perfect. It's perfect. I mean, there's so many moments in the show like that where I feel like, you know, story and song just, they are hand in hand, you know? So it's perfect.
I'm so excited for you.
Thank you.
I'm so excited for the show. I think I'm going to have to come and see it in DC, which is the last stop, right? 17
DC,
stops.
That's it. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
DC, I guess 17 stops. Oh my
right?
goodness.
I counted last night. I think
have
it's
not
17.
counted. That's amazing. Great. 17
do you
stops.
have a place you're most excited for? Atlanta.
Oh my goodness.
Of course, that's gonna be
Atlanta's
huge.
going to be special. I can't wait to bring the show to LA.
Yeah. Yeah. That'll be crazy.
I've never played LA, so
that'd
to
be
bring the
awesome.
show there is going to be a lot of fun for me. I've got some friends out there.
You didn't do Wicked in LA?
I did Wicked in Costa Mesa, so about like 45 minutes to an hour south.
Gotcha.
In Orange County, which I loved.
Sure.
I love the West Coast, so I
of
can't
course,
wait. Yeah.
of course. And you're a Florida girl.
I'm a Florida girly.
I can't remember if we already talked about that, but I want to ask you, kind of like, I don't know, for the girlies.
For the girlies.
What was it like growing up there, doing theater? Were you involved in theater?
Oh yeah,
back at home?
it was great. I mean, my parents were so supportive. My sister and I are both in theater, and so you know, from a young age, we were in dance classes and voice lessons, and we were really fortunate enough to grow up near an arts magnet, like middle school and high school that we used to audition to get into. They're public schools, but just like you had to audition to get in. You could have
awesome.
Different majors. It was really cool. So we were theater majors at both the middle school and the high school, and we did shows there. We did shows outside at like children's theater. I was constantly doing shows. It was a ton of fun, and I mean that gave me my real education before college.
And you went to Penn State?
I did.
How was that?
Loved Penn State.
Yeah,
loved Penn State.
Do a lot of people go from Florida to Penn State? It feels far.
It is far.
Yeah.
It is far. You know, not a lot. I just love the musical theater program there, and I fell in love with it. And I was actually between Florida State and Penn State, and I visited both. And you know, I loved Florida State, but then when I went to Penn State, I was like, oh, this is my home. This is family. This is the right choice for me right now, and it was.
That's incredible.
Thank
and
you.
then after post grad, that's when you got into Be More Chill.
Literally, my final week at school, I went into the city and auditioned, and. Then like was really blessed to like have that job when I moved.
That's I'm not surprised because I've seen you perform and obviously you're the biggest superstar out there, but that's incredible.
Yeah, I'm pretty lucky. I was like, oh, okay, this is
And how was Be More Chill?
Oh, it was a ton of fun. I learned so much. It was I was getting my feet wet. Like this is my first like job, you know, and so I was a standby. I was a swing in that show.
You covered a lot of roles, right?
Yeah, I covered all the women in the show.
Wow.
4 women. And I learned so much. I think everyone should at least like cover or swing during their time in theater. And I learned so much and had the best time and made lifelong friends.
And that probably gave you the grounds for being able to jump into Elphaba like at the drop of a hat.
That and also to have like someone covering me is like how, you know, did I like being treated as a cover and how do I want to treat my covers? And like in my opinion, when you are a team, like it's a team, right? So like me as Elphaba and my cover and my understudy, right? Like my standby and my understudy, we are the Elphaba team. We all share the role. We play Elphaba together. It's not mine and theirs on another night. It's all of ours because, you know, when I can't do it, they're going to step in and like we share this responsibility together. That's how I view it. Yeah.
Wow. Your trajectory is just so it feels very personal to me. Just because like Wicked and Parade are two of like my favorite shows. So when you were cast as Lucille, I was like, well, duh. She's absolutely
Thank you.
perfect. And you get to be opposite Max Chernin. And if you haven't seen the video of them two singing This Is Not Over Yet, wow. I was watching you. I like watched it once, watching him, watched once, watching you. And I just know the power you're about to bring to this role.
I can't wait.
It is going to echo not only in the theater, like through the city. It is going to be so good.
Thank you.
And this role, it is Elphaba, strong woman. Lucille Frank, I don't want to say stronger, but like, oh my God, is she's
fierce.
Everything.
Fierce. And at that time
Everything.
too, you know, to do what she did at that time in our country as a woman.
So true.
I mean, unbelievable.
Yeah. I'm so excited for you. Should we get into some listener questions?
Let's do it.
Okay.
Let's do it.
First listener question. How do you plan to ground yourself after performing the heavy material in Parade night after night?
That's an amazing question.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be trial and error and really figuring out what works for me as I get out there, you know? So I think I'm really going to have to do a lot of self-care.
Yeah.
And I'm someone that loves to surround myself with people. And so I think it's going to be like figuring out, you know, when that a good time to hang out with people is. And and be with myself and really listen to myself and take care of myself. Yeah.
Because it is a heavy role.
It's a lot. We got to shake it off and we got to separate, you know?
Yeah. I believe in you.
Thank you.
How did you maintain your voice while playing Elphaba throughout your entire contract?
Ooh, great question. I think it was a day-to-day thing and really kind of waking up and assessing where are we at? What are we doing? I would do some vocal tests to see if I could do the show that day. And
okay.
Yeah.
So I saw a video. Who was it?
MK.
Yes.
Yeah.
Who recently, she like took us through her morning routine.
Testing. Yeah.
That was fascinating.
That's the thing. And it's true. I know if I can do the show based on how I wake up. You know, I wake up and I can test my voice and be like, I'm good.
Wow.
Or not good. It's like you get to know yourself really, really well. But, you know, I think it was hardest when I was sick or I'd get sick or recovering from sickness is it's an absolute beast when you're playing Elphaba, especially. And so I think it was just really listening to myself and never pushing. And if I felt like I had to push through something, I would rather not do the show.
And they are understanding of that?
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
I mean, it's an impossible role. And so I think, and it's one of the only leading roles on Broadway that doesn't have an alternate. So we do 8 shows a week unless we're ill or tired or whatever.
But you do have, wait, what do you mean? What, okay, alternate.
So an alternate goes on like 1 show a week.
Oh, okay. Yes. Okay.
And that's we're contractually like obligated to do 8.
Okay.
Unless we can't. So we don't do 7 shows. Like Satine only does 7 shows a week.
Right.
You know,
Did you ever play Satine?
Would I ever play Satine? Yeah, I'd play Satine.
Okay. Just had to ask.
Yeah.
I love her.
Yeah.
I mean, if what I think is true, if my hypothesis that like you play all my favorite women is true, it's just a matter of time.
We'll see.
Maybe one day. Okay, that's really fascinating. Because I just think of it as like perhaps a job. Like it's like if you're not gonna go on, you're in trouble. But like no, it's you have to assess your voice.
Like you won't make as much money. But
yeah.
Like
okay, heard.
I would rather take the pay cut and like be able to like survive and not hurt myself.
Sure.
You know?
It's really interesting. Yeah, I was fascinated watching her video. Like she did, I don't know what it's all called, but just a ton of like vocal exercises.
Yeah.
And
I think everyone is completely different. So, you know, what works for her might not necessarily work for me or someone else, or, you know, everyone has different needs based on who they are, whatever. So, yeah.
Did you have like a special opt-up or anything or run?
I don't think anything that like was unique to me because I had been doing like, the show's been running for so long, so I don't think anything that was like unique. And they also are very kind of strict about what you can do.
Oh, are they?
Yeah.
I think
stricter now.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Why is that?
I think like, you know, when the show was first running and women were kind of doing whatever, and now I think they kind of are like, hey, let's like stick to this amazing score that Stephen Schwartz wrote. You know,
I get it.
Well, there are a couple opt-ups that are approved and allowed.
Okay.
Like I've done. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's interesting. You brought such dazzle and personality to Elphaba.
Thank you. Dazzling personality. You heard it here first.
You absolutely did.
Thank you.
Okay, last listener question. Do you know how the tour parade is changing from the Broadway show?
A little bit, actually.
Okay,
yeah.
tell
So
us.
I think, I hope I'm not speaking out of turn, but I think our orchestra is shrinking. I think we're going to go from like that full city center orchestra and we're going to cut some pieces. And I think Jason Robert Brown is doing this brand new orchestration, which is very cool.
What do you mean brand new orchestration?
So, a show can be orchestrated for a certain number of pieces. And so if there's a smaller number of pieces in the orchestra, he's going to have to reorchestrate it.
But
not
fundamentally,
rewrite,
it'll sound the same. That's what we're used to. Okay,
correct.
Gotcha.
But like it's gonna, he's has the incredible task of making it sound full and lush with a smaller size orchestra.
Okay, yeah. I mean, he's a genius. He can do anything.
Exactly. And he's not gonna let us go out sounding like poopy.
Absolutely not.
So there's that, and I think we're not gonna have a like trap door situation.
Okay.
So I think there's going to be something that happens there. I'm sure there will be other differences, but like I, have never done it. So we'll see how it changes. I think everything else is going to be pretty much the same.
Okay, I have a question, and you don't have to tell me if you can't, but is Max going to stay on the stage during intermission?
From what I've heard, yes.
Okay, yeah. It's like essential.
Again, we haven't started rehearsal, so like I don't know, but that's what yeah.
Word on the street.
Word on the street
is so interesting.
I mean, I think it's absolutely brilliant. And Michael Arden is a genius who is our director. And I think that, to have Leo there on the stage at intermission is like
incredibly symbolic. It's at the time when he is
can't
in
leave.
prison.
He's
at
in
that
prison.
Time?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we can all go to the bathroom and we can all get a Coca-Cola.
I didn't.
We can all do whatever. Sitting there and watching him.
Yeah, I was like, I'm watching this.
It's unbelievable.
Oh, so cool.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I hope that stays.
Yeah, I think it's going to stay.
It was just super
Meanwhile, I'll be eating Swedish fish in my dressing room. So.
As you should. As you should. Okay, let's round it out with some rapid fire questions.
All right,
Broadway
here we go.
rapid fire with Talia. What is your favorite musical currently on Broadway, minus shows you've been in?
Sunset Boulevard.
Sunset
Best
Boulevard.
thing I've seen.
Awesome. What is your favorite song in Parade?
This Is Not Over Yet.
Yes. Okay. Pick one: acting, singing, or dancing.
Singing.
I knew it. Okay, this was your year of the dream roles, but what is another dream role you have?
This is not rapid fire. I'm sorry. I'm taking time. Another dream role that I have. I would love to play Queenie in The Wild Party.
Oh, okay. What is your go-to meal on a two-show?
Lippa's Wild Party. Sorry.
There you have it. We got to be specific. What is your go-to meal on a two-show day?
Go-to meal.
Yeah.
I'll do either like a salad or like a really big hearty salad or like ramen, honestly.
Lovely.
Yeah.
And then Swedish fish at intermission.
Absolutely. I love a gummy.
Perfect. Okay. Wicked rapid fire. Which, dang it. We didn't talk about the movie. Okay. Whatever. Wicked rapid fire. Would you rather go to Shiz University or the Emerald City?
The Emerald City.
Why would I say Shiz?
There's two different types of people. I'm cutting school to go to the Emerald City.
Kiss, Marry, Kill, Glinda, Elphaba, Fierro.
Kill Fierro.
Yeah.
Kiss. Wait.
Who are you
Marry
kissing?
Elphaba, kiss Glinda.
Gorgeous. Who would you rather be your roommate, Glinda or Elphaba?
Elphaba.
Yeah, same. Amazing. Okay, wait, real quick. We have to talk about the Wicked movie. Are you so excited? Have you already seen it?
I have not seen it. I'm seeing it on Monday. At a very special screening.
Are you so excited?
I cannot wait.
How do you feel? Are you like...
I'm thrilled. I mean, this
Me too.
is going to heal my inner child. I think I can't wait. They've done an incredible job, so I've heard, and I feel honored to get to see it.
Is it like
can't wait.
an Elphaba viewing party?
It's like a former witches viewing party. It's kind of like
to be in the room where it happens.
This is my dream from when I was a kid, to see the Wicked movie with a bunch of Elphaba. I'm still a fan. That's the thing. I'm still a fan. Okay.
It's like you walk into a room and all the Elphabas and Glindas are there.
And it's like a friends and family of Wicked party. So it's like current cast and like former Elphabas and Glindas. And
amazing.
It's a dream.
It's
the coolest club to be a part of. I got to tell you.
I'm so excited for you. I'm so excited for the movie.
I cannot wait.
I think it's going to be really good.
I mean, it's...
How do you feel about the two parts?
About the two-parter?
Yeah.
I mean, I think
new songs.
I obviously wish that I could
see it all. Go.
But I think it's very smart.
I think it's smart too, and they're going to be able to really take care of our show. Say our show.
No, it's
like
true.
I've
It's
been
all of
in
our
it.
show.
But and I don't want them to cut anything.
No, they're going to flesh it out.
Yeah,
they're going to really
but new
flesh
songs.
It out. Yeah,
right?
and I maybe I can't. I
heard
I'm sure.
that there were new songs.
I'm sure there are.
That makes me nervous.
I'm excited. I mean,
but it's going to be good.
Yeah,
it's still Stephen Schwartz, but
of course it's going to be.
Yeah,
good.
but the new songs, I'm like, you know what? It's going to be fine because I loved Little Mermaid, and then the new Little Mermaid had new songs, and I loved the new songs.
I didn't see it. I don't know.
Oh, you got to see it.
I know I didn't see it, but I'm curious. It's going to be fun.
Are you not a Disney girly?
I love Disney. I just didn't. I don't really like go to the movies.
Oh, I mean,
a lot.
You're a little busy.
No, but like I probably, it's something I want to do, but no, I haven't seen it.
Oh, you gotta see it. You've gotta.
Okay, cool.
It's really good. I love the live action.
Ooh.
Halle Bailey, the guy who plays Prince Eric.
I mean, she's amazing. So yeah,
you're amazing.
You're amazing.
Thank you so much for coming on From the Mezzanine.
Oh my God, it's my honor, privilege.
Yay. Okay, you're the best. Tell everybody where they can find you.
You can find me on Instagram at Talia Suskauer, and yeah, I think that's it.
And she does solo shows every so often. She did one last night.
Keep in touch with me.
She was here today. Definitely go see the parade tour.
Yes, please. Yes, you can catch me around the country.
It's going to be incredible. I'm going to have to mentally prepare, but I'm so excited to see you in it.
It's going to be great.
You guys go see her in Parade as Lucille Frank opposite the incredible Max Chernin. Thank you for coming on.
Thank you.
Cheers. Yay.
Bye. Bye.
Well, everybody, I hope you enjoyed my interview with Talia. I was so honored to get to sit down and chat with her. She's been somebody on my radar for years, and it was just a joy to have her on the podcast. Go and follow her on Instagram, and you can find me on Instagram at FromTheMezzanine_podcast. Same on TikTok, you guys. We are having a good time. If you're watching on YouTube, please subscribe to my channel and comment down below. I do be in the comments, so I will reply to you. Let me know what you thought of the episode, and leave me a rate and review wherever you are listening right now. I really love you for it. Thank you guys again for listening, and I'll see you next Tuesday. Bye.